who is your property listing copy written for? If you're an estate agent who takes pride in writing compelling copy for your property listings and brochures, have you ever stopped to think who you're actually writing it for? Now, it may sound like an obvious question, but typically agents tend to fall into one of two camps. They either write copy to appeal to their ideal buyers and tenants, or they write their copy for their listings and their brochures to impress sellers and landlords, and in that I'd include potential sellers and landlords. It's an important question to ask because each approach will produce very different copy. I was a guest on Sam Ashdown's podcast last year, and we had a lively discussion about this because Sam is very single-minded in her use of professionally written copy for glossy coffee table style brochures that she 100% uses as a business generation tool, a way to impress sellers and potential sellers of high value homes in her local area. Myself, on the other hand, will always write copy for Rightmove, and in a way that's designed to appeal to the ideal buyer or the ideal tenant. This is also the approach that I outline in my best-selling book, The Ultimate Property Listing. Who you write the copy for will make a big difference to not only what you write, but the language and style and tone used. Copy written for sellers is more likely to be gushing and heavy on the superlatives and heavy on the adjectives. Whereas copy written for ideal buyers or tenants may be simpler. It may not describe everything in such glowing terms. It may even tell a few home truths or point out a few shortcomings with the property. Copy written for ideal buyers and tenants may actually highlight different aspects of the property to what the seller thinks is most important, because more often than not, the ideal buyer for a property and the seller are at two very different stages in their lives. Now, there are pros and cons with each approach, but the trap that you really don't want to fall into is trying to write copy that will appeal to both the seller and the buyer. In my experience, it just doesn't work. You need to commit to one ideal reader for the copy from the outset and be single-minded. If, like me, you take the approach of writing your copy to appeal to buyers and tenants, you may, as a result, have more awkward conversations with your sellers, and it's more important that they trust you, you have a strong relationship, and they value your expertise and judgment. Now, it won't be the case if you're writing your copy to appeal to sellers, but the downside is that it may not resonate as much with your ideal buyers or tenants, and as a result it might not be quite so effective in generating quality inquiries. If you do take care to write compelling listing copy, either for buyers or sellers, then you should be congratulated for doing so, because that will elevate you above the majority of your local competition. But you need to be clear who you're writing it for. Is it written to appeal to your ideal buyers, or is it written to appeal to your sellers? Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it's got you thinking a little deeper about your property listing copy. If you like it, make sure to hit like, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe so you can be notified by YouTube whenever I upload my next video. And I'm also interested to find out whether you write your copy to appeal to buyers or sellers, so drop a comment below and let me know which approach you take.